running in its simplest form is so black and white. It's first person from point A to point B, and that's it. And there's something really beautiful about the simplicity of that. I think it's pretty rare that people can find something that, first of all, that they enjoy and then excel at as well. And so I've been given this gift, and I want to take full advantage of it and continue to work at it. Cole Hocker. I'm a professional track athlete, and I won the 1500 meter gold in the Paris Olympics. Competition is what has driven me and what drives me to keep going. I would not be where I am today without being surrounded by people that are better than me throughout my entire career. Iron sharpens iron, and I truly believe that, and that's the only way to excel, I think, in anything in life, is to surround yourself by not only like-minded people, but people that are better than you and people that are just as driven as you, if not more so.
Who's faster, Keith or Cole?
Who's faster?
Yeah.
I mean,
62
I'd let the people decide, but I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah, I think I got my work ethic and drive from both my parents and my brother. I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's a suburb of the city, and got into running really early on, like 4th grade, pretty much because my best friend was doing it, and his older brother was really good and made it seem cool to be good at something and try hard at something. Just being surrounded by my family, who is all about you work hard and you receive opportunities and gifts from that, and I saw it as the only way. I've kind of come to the realization that I don't know where this sport is going to lead me, or where the opportunities are going to take me. I think it's funny how I ended up in Virginia. My coach at Oregon, Ben Thomas, got me to my first Olympics, is the way I see it, and he ended up taking the job here, and I was going into my 3rd season as a professional runner, and was faced with the decision to follow him here and trust in what I've been doing and build off of that relationship we already have, or try something new. And it being an Olympic year last year in 2024, I knew one variable that I wanted to keep the same was my coach.
And I'll warm up outside.
Everyone's heard the cliches of, if you don't believe in yourself, who will? And it is a cliche, but for a good reason. It's very true in my head. I think there was a very small percentage of people that thought I could win Paris, and luckily I was one of them. So when it gets a little physical out there on the track, it's got to be one step ahead of everyone else. These are my NCAA titles. These are the 3 individual: mile, 1500, and indoor 3000. And then this is my 4th place, 5,000 meters. And then that's the team title. everyone gets an individual one, and then that's the team runner-up that we got. We won indoor nationals my sophomore year and got second that same year. And then these are also for the team. I think this one is the Pac. It was the Pac-12, which is now pretty much all but gone. Yeah, we had won 14 in a row at Oregon. Got some good details on there with Hayward. Yeah. Hayward, Hocker. So every run I stop at a half mile, do some drills. So you guys are gonna have to watch. It's just our like warm-up routine. So I used to think it was an annoying thing I had to do. Now I can't do a run without doing it. Just makes me feel way better. I think why I do what I do is kind of changed and evolved over the years. You know, I started doing it because, you know, I realized I had a natural gift at this, and now it's still similar, but it's almost like I don't want to, you know, sacrifice the hand that I've been dealt, and I want to do this, you know, 100%. I love, you know, drilling down on something and saying, I'm going to cut out all of these other things. I'm going to sacrifice, you know, some joy up front for hopefully some joy at the end of the road. And being able to take moments now like the Paris Olympics and, you know, other races in my career, and having that, you know, delayed gratification to like the highest degree is, nothing really beats that. Once you get to that threshold, and now where I feel like the pinnacle of the sport, it's pretty special. And, you know, I view it all as kind of a prolonged meditation, and just a lot of dull, you know, droning pain and suffering to kind of be dramatic about it. But, you know, then you hope and you train for that relief that you eventually get at the end of the race, and hopefully at the end of my career as well. It's kind of the overarching thing I feel like I'm working towards.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm actually here. I'm gonna try to do a workout. I don't want to bother you guys.
No, we'll be done here in a few minutes. We're just filming something. But
All right, dude. This is insane. Of course, I know you hear this all the time, but the 1500, that was the craziest thing.
thank you so much.
I was like,
appreciate that.
I've never been like brought to my feet watching something like on TV,
That's awesome.
and that was the craziest. But
I'd love to hear that. That's so cool. I was 20 in Tokyo. So I was like my sophomore season at Oregon. I won NCAAs that outdoor season, and then the Olympic trials were a month after that. So then I was kind of just like, we'll see how it goes. I had a feeling I was gonna mix it up with the pros, but it was my first real professional race. And then I ended up winning, which, you know, I think if that race played into my favor, and like I was just like so sharp at that point. But yeah, it was definitely one that I'll never forget, because just I feel like that was truly my breakout. Like I've had quite a few stepping stone races, but that was like that was the bridge from college runner to professional runner.
drop out of college?
I did.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, I went to Oregon because I wanted to run. I wanted to study running, track and field, and was never a fan of school. I was like good at school, like decent, like got good grades, but didn't care for it. Definitely had no passion for school, and then I didn't really have like a career that I saw myself pursuing, like it was super clear. But I did see myself pursuing running, and so then, you know, when Nike came knocking, it was kind of like a no-brainer for me. I think what I want out of my career has been something that has been more prevalent in my mindset post the Olympics, because I always viewed the Olympic gold as something that I would check off at the end of my career, even though, you know, it's rarely how it goes. But, you know, I didn't see it happening in, you know, year 3 of my professional career at 23 years old. And I think now how I want to step away from track when it inevitably comes, you know, hopefully not for a few more years now, but it will come, and I want to be able to say that I left no stone unturned, and that I just, you know, didn't miss anything that would make me better. I don't want to look back and say, I wish I would have done this, and I think I could have run this fast if I had pushed a little bit harder in this race. And if I can finish my career, you know, the same way I feel right now, I think I'll be, you know, pretty happy with it. Yeah, the home stretch is where it's all decided, and by the time you get to that last 100 meters, the way I view it is it's kind of already predetermined with everything you've already done, and, you know, your preparation and all your training and all your fitness. And, you know, you're not going to be able to grit your teeth harder than someone next to you. You can try, but at the end of the day, it's how you prepared and what's gotten you to that point. I think advice I'd have for, you know, others, and it's whether it be sport or whether it's just, you know, life in general, is to make a clear goal and not to float through life, you know, with nowhere to go and no clear path. I think it's hard sometimes to narrow it down to one thing, but, you know, if you can identify those goals, your subconscious will start to work on it, and, you know, you'll be driven and you'll be happy. And, you know, as long as I'm working towards something, it's easy for me to find happiness. And, you know, chasing perfection is, you know, a never-ending pursuit. I think as long as someone can do that, it's going to make life a lot better, and you're going to have purpose, and you're also going to figure out what you're capable of and who you really are.